Morning. For me, it's morning. For you, it's whatever. Fill in the blank. Got some breathing to do today. Some calming down. Triggered. I don't even like that word because it's a stupid word. It's just activated, enlivened, juicy. I don't like the words like emotional or sensitive or triggered. I like on fire, lit. On board, online. Woken up in a real way, not woke culture, not cancel culture. Cancel your bullshit culture. That's where we're headed. New hat today, boys and girls. Sorta sweet, sorta savage. Leaning more towards the savage side lately. Just saying. So I watched about 4.5 minutes or so of the State of the Union. There's no union in any of this, just so you know. That's a lie. That's lie number one. State of the Union last night, and I'm not signaling I had an actual ear itch. There's no comms, actual eye itch. But it's funny how your face gets itchy when you do start to talk about these things. I think they want to make you look like a twitchy, itchy monkey. Or she's about to say something real, make her scratch herself. Makes you look through at baseball through whole new eyes, because they're always scratching themselves. Okay, so fidgety stuff aside, I saw a couple of standing O's. Actually, a lot of standing O's. I think that was like a puppety kind of, it almost felt like there was a button in their chairs that ejected them up for the standing O. And after the standing O's, this was the funniest part to me. This was high comedy. I'm sure it was unintentional, or maybe intentional. Who knows what kind of sense of humor these fuckers have. But they were suppressing yawns right after the jump up, big applause, standing O. Yes, we think what you're saying is amazing and we support you. And then they're sitting back down and they're like, that's the real thing. The standing O is the lie. The real thing is they're trying not to fall asleep because the energy is so low in the room and they're all playing a game. And they're playing out a charade for the benefit of whoever's watching that. They're trying to inject some more energy, I'm sure was the directive of, we need to really pep people up like Trump does with his people. We got to rev them up and get them going and get that rhetoric really going and stand up every 4 seconds, every 4.5 minutes. We do a big standing up. Like, come on, it's so orchestrated and so ridiculous. Who does not see through this now? Honestly, who? Is it you? No, because you wouldn't be on this page if you didn't. But anyway, crazy, cray, bananas time. Bananas is another thing. It's just BANANAS. So that's that. Now, actually, what makes me think of the word union, the real word union or reunion, is an integration within, with each of us, our own inner masculine and feminine energies in a balanced place, and then moving from there in life. You're able to use your heart, you can use your strategic brain and listen to your gut and just be prepared for whatever kind of arises. So as someone who's probably been a warrior and maybe even a general in many lifetimes and seen strategy myself, seen and implemented and created and been able to adapt strategy myself, I actually have very little respect for strategy now, because strategy is a low vibe situation. Flow is much more of a high vibe situation when you're able to be available to the circumstances that are arising in the moment. That's like the people who work in ERs. They just have that responsiveness, which I also want to hit home. This idea of nobody's coming to save you is a satanic program. They want you to feel isolated in despair, like stop being a damsel in distress and a victim just because you are traumatized from your human experience, from various aspects of your human experience. That's another way to kick you when you're down. And they get points. Like, think of it like a video game. The more, the Dementors, the more in despair or hopelessness you become, the more they get fed. It's like a steak meal to them. And if you're vegan, it's like some kind of really beautiful stir fry. Okay, so I'm decoding the playbook here of the bullshit shallows. I'm not even calling them elites anymore. I'm calling them shallows, because that's what they are. They got like this much depth. She's a little puddle splashing around in there. Sorta sweet, sorta savage. I told you we're on savage today. Keep up. Take notes. She's so sarcastic. Why does she have to be like that? I don't like her attitude. Like, that's not cool. Can't you just be like cool? No, I spent almost 50 years being cool. Now I'm hot, baby. In every sense of the word. Coming in hot. Fire, 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 fire. So you better learn how to dress for the weather. Because, you know, a 50-year-old woman is a dangerous atomic bomb. She's going through menopause. She's had enough of your shit. She sees through you, and she will call you out. So you don't want to fuck with that. You know what I'm saying? Unless you actually are at the level where you can handle that heat. Get out of my kitchen. You know what I mean? So I crack myself up. I think I'm the funniest human on the planet. So that's ego and that's arrogance. And it's also truth in my objective opinion. I think I'm really, 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 really funny. If you don't, and my humor doesn't land for you, that's fucking okay too. You can just keep it moving, shuffle on to the SNL crew, who I just watched some skits from the most recent one, and it was super fucking cringy. Like, I was like, what is going on here? There definitely comms, there's definitely signaling, because there's a feeling, like a sick, slick, heavy in your belly, they're lying to you kind of feeling. And I never was tuned into that before. I always thought SNL was kind of lighthearted, but I'm pretty sure Lauren is maybe a Freemason or something. So there's that. And that would taint the whole tone of the show. And they're under investigation for sexual assault lawsuit right now, and I'm sure that's just the culture there is, you know, for an underage girl that was hanging out on the set. I'm sure that happened a lot. This is just one time where it's, you know, being litigated. That's it. So yeah, I've lost my flavor for that show. Another one bites the dust. I just don't think it has any cleverness, originality, oomph, or zha zhu anymore. It's kind of lost its sheen for me. So thank you, next. So that's, you know, all these these dreams of, oh, maybe I'll be on that stage someday. Maybe I'll have that microphone, and maybe I'll have that podium, and maybe I don't fucking care anymore. And that's the most liberating thing of all. That's when you have true power, true sovereignty, and true empowerment from within, not power over others, which only drains you and dims your light. So why should she have to be such a judgmental bitch all the time and whine and complain? Can't she ever just fucking be happy, like, for 5 seconds? She's so negative. I can't stand her. I fucking hate her. Oh, that's good. If you hate someone, you don't think you're negative? Just saying. Mirror, mirror. Oh, it's a lot. Yeah, so that's it. I have zero respect for the sideways communication and the grooming and the heavy-handed stuff, the programming. You know, here we go with MK Ultra Monarch programming. Why am I pointing to the butterfly? Because that's a symbol of transformation before it got hijacked and distorted and used for brainwashing and nefarious things. It's always been, you go in your cocoon, which, you know, in this case, we'll say you're hot. You're hot as your cocoon today. Okay, boys and girls? And when you get in there, this could be a cocoon or a garden is a nice metaphor too, but you gotta, you know, this is the greatest journey you're ever gonna make. From this shit show beehive with buzzy noise to this garden of peace and sanctuary, or it could be thorny and have barbed wire and keep people out because it's just been too hurt, you know? So that's it. That's it. Where do you go when the people who've sat in the highest office in the land are not people at all? You know, they're not humans. They're not people. They're some other kind of beast. What are you saying? Are they dark aliens? Are they satanic demonic forces? Yeah, probably a little hybrid of those, but also just weak people who handed their keys over. And one way they do it, and I'm not judging addiction or addicts, because I do have respect for people who are in the grip and who get out of the grip, because I get it. I really fucking get it. But the weakest people of all are the ones who have to prove how strong they are all the time. So watch that. Just watch that on the world stage and in your own life.